reflection on John chapter 13, verses 1 to 25, the Gospel for Holy Thursday. Jesus washes the feet of the 12 apostles at their last meal together. What does it mean? At one level, Jesus loves these disciples and does for them the very humble service of washing their dirty feet, something normally done by the house servants. At a deeper level, Jesus is humbling himself to show his love for his disciples in this way is a foretelling and an explanation of what he would do the following day. He would humble himself even unto death on a cross, to make utterly clear the depths of his love, not just for the apostles, but for each one of us, that in contemplating it, we might be washed clean through the living faith that it would elicit. Leave aside the awfulness of the cross and the nails and the instruments of torture and what have you. Jesus, with his arms open wide, ready to embrace all who come to him. After he had finished washing the feet of his disciples, he invited them to do likewise, to serve others as he had served them, to love as he loved. But how did Jesus love? He said, "As the Father has loved me, so I also have loved you." Jesus' love was empowered by his relationship with the Father. In turn, he tells us to remain in his love by entering into and remaining in a relationship of love and trust with Jesus. We are raised up. His love for and trust in the Father is the model of our relationship with him. By loving and trusting him, our poor, weak human love is empowered, and we become channels of his love. Looking at the Sister Claire Crockett movie, it is clear that here was someone who became rooted in the love of Jesus, especially the Jesus who loved her and gave himself for her on Calvary. Out of that centre, she lived her life of service. She lived it joyfully, gladly, wholeheartedly, and so became a channel of his love, of his teaching too, of his blessing, of his mercy, and of his encouragement for all whom she came into contact with. That is how it was for her, and that is how it can be for us. Being a channel of the Lord's love is one of the loveliest experiences of life. It's what we're all called to, and as we respond, Jesus' promise, just a few verses further on in the Gospel, that happiness will be ours, deep down happiness, a happiness the world can neither give nor take away. May that happiness, that joy, be our strength as we live through this COVID-19 pandemic. Amen.